fool one day you hear, and then you're gone.
So a lot of you have been asking me, how much water should I be drinking? How much water do you drink? And well, it comes down to how much water you can personally intake. People do around 1 gallon to 2. I personally think that you don't need more than a gallon, to be honest. Now this little guy comes in very handy. If you get a bottle that is 32 ounces, all you need to do is break it down to 4 bottles in a day, making it the easiest way to get your water intake in. So I typically start off my morning with, say, an 8-ounce glass of water, and then whatever I drink with my pre-workout, and then whenever I have breakfast, I'll drink some water. But I try and stick to carrying this around with me. That way I will guesstimate around my day. So 32 ounces in the morning, then another bottle between breakfast and lunch, and then from lunch to a snack or dinner, and then if you don't want to wake up during the night, then stop it between, I'm gonna say 6 and 7, and then just have your water intake before then, and then if you get a little thirsty, then drink some. But when you are getting used to drinking this much water, you will have to use the restroom a lot more until you get used to the amount, and also you will start feeling a lot more thirst. That is because your body is getting used to a higher amount of water intake. You might also have to up your sodium intake depending on how much water you drink and how active you are throughout the day, because you'll be sweating out the sodium and you will be urinating it out. So you might have to add a little bit more sodium if you feel cramping or anything like that. Definitely sprinkle some pink sea salt into your water in the morning, or a little bit like during lunch or something. It will stop you from cramping, and it will just help you with muscle soreness. Yeah.
And what do you have to say to those people that are just not thirsty and they just don't feel like drinking water at all? When would you say it would be easy for them to drink water? What about
so sometimes I get like that.
What about during an intense workout? Would you say you probably would be easier for you to drink more water during that time?
Yeah, I think so. So sometimes I get that way. I feel that if I'm slacking on my workouts, if I'm slacking on my healthy eating, I just don't get as thirsty. I get lazy to go pee, things like that. So definitely drink some you can drink some before your workout. If you're doing an intense workout, sometimes your stomach does feel a little heavy, so maybe drink it once you're done with your cardio, or once you're done with circuits, like anything that's going to be highly active, that takes a lot from you. Maybe don't drink as much water during that period of time, but maybe before and after. It'll be so much easier, and you won't feel that shakiness of water in your stomach. Also, when I'm doing, say, a Zumba class, I don't like to drink as much water during the class. So if I do take a little break, it's because I absolutely need the water and my mouth is feeling extremely dry. I will take a little sip, but not too much, because you will feel heavy and you will feel sluggish from too much water.
Oh, so you won't say that if, like, say your workout's intense and you're dying of thirst, that it would be easier to get a lot more of your water intake for the day by drinking it while you're in an intense workout?
Well, yeah, it's going to be easier to get the water in, but depending on who you are, you might feel too heavy and it might hold you back. Yeah,
okay.
Like me, for instance. When I'm doing Zumba class, I can't drink too much water. I have to drink a little tiny bit before, and then take maybe a little break, but not too much. Like just a sip to get my mouth wet. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like when boxers...
You're not bouncing around, your water's not bouncing.
Yeah, because then you start feeling like, I don't know, you start feeling heavy, and you can sometimes feel the water moving around. You know the way boxers do it, where they barely take a sip between rounds? They're not downing a whole freaking 16-ounce bottle. They're just drinking a tiny bit. So, and it's because it does make you feel full. Also, if you're feeling very thirsty, but it's also making you feel too heavy during, say, if you're taking a workout class, a HIIT class, or you're just doing HIIT cardio on your own, chew some gum. If you don't want to drink as much water, chew some gum, and it will keep your mouth moist. It will keep you from feeling that fullness and stuff. So yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is, during the workout, if it's gonna make you feel uncomfortable, don't drink too much. But what if they say some parts of the day you're not very thirsty, and then other parts of the day
you have to force yourself,
and then other parts of the day you're really thirsty? Would you say maybe if you're really thirsty, drink 2 of them just to be able to get out of the way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people work perfectly fine with 1 gallon. Some people need more. Some people drink 2 gallons. Start off slow, because too much at one time is sometimes a little not great. Not only will you have to pee a lot, but you will also feel extremely bloated and heavy. And I know somebody's gonna say, oh, but can't you drown from so much water? That's only if you drink a whole like what that person that died was because they drank like a 5-gallon, like in less than 30 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that, because it was for a contest.
Yeah.
So don't think that you're gonna freaking die off of drinking 1 gallon in a whole day time frame. You're not gonna get sick. It's not gonna affect you that way. It's not gonna wipe out your blood. It's not gonna do any of that. You're not gonna harm yourself. Just if you can't drink 32 ounces, then break it into half, and then start off with half of a gallon, which is 2 32-ounce bottles. Just break it down into smaller increments, and then you will feel a little bit more thirsty. Then you up your intake. So
I had another question that they might ask.
Okay.
Would you also say that, like, it seems more of a pain in the butt to drink like cups that are regular size, like these little ones like that?
Yes.
Because you feel like you got to drink like 100 of those.
Yeah.
Versus like
or the little water bottles.
Yeah. If you're looking at this, you're like, okay, it's only 4 of these.
Yeah.
I can get half done now, half later.
Yeah.
And then eventually you end up getting 4 of them.
Yeah.
Versus
so,
like 8 ounces cups is.
Or the 16-ounce bottles or 8-ounce bottles. Yeah, it's gonna seem like you have to drink freaking like 20 of them in order to get half of a gallon. So just either get the 32-ounce bottles or get a jug. They're inexpensive. You can find these at TJ Maxx, Ross, anywhere. It doesn't matter what brand, as long as it has 32 ounces or more. Because you seeing that, you're gonna be like, okay, I need to step it up. Maybe have a time frame, like I'm saying, before lunch. Okay, you want to have 1.5 bottles. After lunch, you want to have at least half a bottle. Like you want to set things up in order for you to achieve it. So, like a goal, break it into small increments. Start off with trying to get half of a gallon, because I know some people can go a whole day with just like 8 ounces of water. and stop drinking soda. Stop drinking soda. It'll make it easier for you to get water. So at work, I get free soda, but instead I've been drinking water. And it's just made it so much easier. I just get a big cup of water. I get one during my first break, and then I get another one for my lunch and things like that. So make sure you fit it into your day. It's not that hard to do. Just start off slow, and you will start to feel better. You'll start to fully detox your body that way, and help your kidneys out.
And what about, okay, like a lot of us don't like sink water, but then we also don't want to spend a lot of money on water. So if you look at the size of that bottle, I'd say like a Smart Water, that size is like $2 to $3.
Yeah.
And you could buy that bottle like somewhere between $3 and $6, and you can
yeah.
keep using it.
And you can keep reusing this.
And it's cheaper to buy like a gallon for $1.
Yeah.
And fill them up for $0.25.
Yeah. So, for example, us, we don't have space in our home to get those 5-gallon jugs. We just don't have the space. So we bought a couple of jugs from Ralph's or whatever. And then what we do is we fill them up, and we keep filling them up until they start smelling. And I know some of you guys may not want to drink out of plastic, so I don't know what to do about that. Just buy a glass gallons, I guess, and fill them up, and then just keep them stored.
That's kind of crazy because when you buy a gallon of water, it comes in plastic. When
Yeah.
you get a 5-gallon jug, it comes in plastic.
It comes in plastic.
So
yeah.
unless you got a filter on your actual
House
sink, then
yeah.
it's kind
then
of almost impossible.
Pointless, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that being said, hopefully this was enough information. Hopefully it was pretty well explained. But yeah, so you don't have to go by the point whatever amount per weight. You don't have to do that. As long as you get in a gallon at least into your system, and you are active and you're flushing out your toxins, then you should be good on your water intake. If you feel that 1 gallon you're still thirsty, up it by another 32 ounces, and then slowly just continue to stay hydrated.
So one more question. Have you felt any other benefits from drinking like a gallon of water? Like maybe your skin, or like just do you feel better? Or has it like helped you in any way, or no?
So this is going to be TMI, but the more water I drink, the more regular my peeps are. That has helped with that. What else? Like my kidneys. You know how I was telling you when I wasn't drinking as much water, my kidneys were hurting a little bit because I went from being consistent with my water intake to drinking less than half a gallon, sometimes not even 32 ounces, because I was just feeling not thirsty for some reason, and I was being lazy. So yeah, so for sure, if you have problems, sorry, Rick has a ant on him and I was trying to kill it. So if you have problems with regular pooping, it will definitely help you with that. What else?
It's on my
for
skin
sure,
a lot.
skin.
Like, yeah, face.
Yeah.
Less acne.
I don't feel my skin doesn't feel as dry. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like my face feels extremely dry if I don't drink enough water. My lips start getting cracked. So for sure, definitely helps with like skin and the moisture in your skin, things like that. So yeah.
Sounds like a lot of good benefits.
Lots of good benefits, guys. So make sure you guys keep your water intake at what you feel is enough for you. Also cramping. It would definitely decrease cramping. And especially if you add a little bit of salt into it, it'll work wonders.
Yeah, because
so
if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be able to work out.
Any raw sea salt, kosher salt, pink Himalayan salt. Don't use iodized salt. Iodized salt is pointless with that because it doesn't have those natural minerals in it. So yeah, that's about it for today, guys. So I'll see you guys next time.